Chapter 103. The Feeding of the Poor. Seth appears as a double. The Lord blesses the meal. Horadil thanks the Lord. After this speech, Abidam turned to Seth, saying, Brother, tell your children to fetch food and drink for these threefold poor, and just as hungry and thirsty, so that they may be strengthened in proper measure for their journey to the land destined for them. For behold, except for the right-hand men of the commander, including their wives and children, all others, several thousand in all, have had nothing to eat for 3 days, but some sour grass and a few bitter, wild forest roots. I am sorry for these people. Let us therefore feed them. You procure the food and drink, filling 10 baskets with it. I shall then take care of the blessing. So be it. Seth, deeply moved in his heart, thanked Abidam for this commission and went away in order to fulfill his will. But how amazed was he when, after only a few steps downhill, his children rushed towards him with 10 fully laden baskets. Here he stopped and, weeping in the excess of his joy, folded his hands crosswise over his breast. In this attitude he waited for his children. When they had fully reached him, he asked them, his heart full of love and joy, My dear children, truly, my joy knows no bounds for sheer heavenly blessing, for you have forestalled me as regards the Most Holy Father's commission. But tell me just one thing, namely, which angel of heaven bade you do this? For I had not yet informed you of the Most Holy's will concerning it. And those carrying answered, Listen, Father, how can you ask us such a question, since it was you in person who ordered us to do this? Having given us this order, you went back ahead of us to expect us here, as you said you would. At this answer, the pious Seth threw up his hands in astonishment and excessive joy, and said in a loud, deeply moved voice, O you Holy Father Abidam, Jehovah the Most High! The things and phenomena those are so easily possible to you. You can even divide man so that neither part, however whole, knows about the other, while the thus separated parts still act in one and the same spirit. Look, children, this is yet another miracle of the Supreme, Most Holy and Most Loving Father. Therefore, praise, love and glorify Him with all your might, for His goodness is boundless, and His mercy has no end to it. Heaven and earth are full of His blessing and His grace. Thus be glorified His most holy name. O Father, Father, how infinitely good you are! When Seth made this exclamation, Abidam was already with him, telling him with a most moving, gentle voice, Beloved brother Seth, look, the poor are already waiting for our gift, so let us hurry to them. That you now love me in the most perfect sense, you can be assured, for it is I who give you this testimony. Thus you are a perfect man after my heart, and so let us first perform our labour of love. Only when this has been done will we actively declare our love for one another. Amen. And they promptly went with the basket bearers to the children from the lowlands. On their arrival there, Abbedam had them set down the baskets before Horadel, after which he blessed them. After this action, he handed over the baskets to him, telling him, namely Horadel, "Take this food and this drink, and eat and drink of it, all of you. What you are not able to consume, you may take with you, so that you are provided for this day. Tomorrow, and in all future, the earth will provide for you out of my great abundance in it. As long as you remain within my commandment, which I shall give you to take to the new land. And so eat and drink now. Amen." But Horadel, discovering the great friendliness in Jehovah, threw himself at Jehovah's feet, screaming, "O God, you great God! How different you are from the one I had to come to know through so many harsh and horrible lessons. I had to see you as the most unrelenting tyrant of all tyrants, so that every fibre within me rebelled and made me curse such a God instead of loving him. And this is how I myself became a tyrant. But how utterly different you are! Instead of destroying me, who had so often blasphemed you, together with my whole army, you offer us blessed food and drink. Oh, how totally different you are from the one I had come to know. O God, you eternal love, in what mild judgment you sit over our utter depravity. But Abbedam thereupon said to him, "Horadel, eat and drink now. After the meal we will enter into a discussion." Amen.